Hi friends, oh my gosh, welcome back to my channel. I am feeling like all is well in the world again. My husband, my amazing husband, found my ring light cord, and my videos just have that brighter, crisper look to them. So 9 days into this little PLANMAS thing, and now you get what you get. Today will be a little bit longer video. I have made my cup of coffee and my kids' little Yeti cup that my mom got them. They each got little Christmas cups, so join me as I flip through my 2025 hobonichi. I am retiring this one, I think, like as of today. Once I do this flip through, I have pretty much everything transferred over as it needs to be for me to get ready in my 2026 December hobonichi. I don't have too much really going on between today's Wednesday, between the end of the week and Monday, because hallelujah, December 1st is on a Monday. That's very cool and very exciting. So I think I'm gonna officially, if you haven't watched some of my other videos, I was planning on using this up until the end of the year and then just kind of backfilling my 2026. But I think where I'm at now, where I'm trying to like forward plan and think of my life in the next like quarter at a time, I just need the availability of having my new year. So I think I'm gonna flip-flop that. I'm going to just kind of update this as we go, because obviously it's really cute. She's fun, we're gonna use it, but I'm just gonna like primarily stick to my 2026, which I already have all set up. She's not far from me at any point in time, just right next to me, and she's also cute and fun and set up. So we'll do the best with everything, and we're just gonna hop into it. So 2026, or 2025, I honestly don't remember. This year was like a very hectic year, I feel like. In the beginning of the year, I'm like, I don't know why this year I'm having a hard time really remembering the year. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like I'm having a hard time remembering this year a little bit. And maybe it's because I haven't used my planner as much. I haven't leaned on it as much. I've used a lot of just like notebooks when I'm at work to write things down and keep my mind straight. But I've used my planner, obviously, just not in the same capacity of like, I don't know, this year. Maybe it was also just like, it was a very blah year, to be quite honest. Not to get too personal, but like rolling into the year, I'm just going to flip and chat. Rolling into the year, we kind of knew that this was probably going to be the year that we had to put our dog down. He had cancer, and he lived with it for almost 2 years at that point, and it was just starting. The last 6 months, 6 to 8 months were just tough on him, and so we didn't really do any camping all summer. We did do like a girls trip this summer. We did do we did like spend time together as a family, obviously, but we just didn't like go off and camp a lot, is really like what I'm getting at. And maybe for you that's like, oh, so who cares? There's so much more to life, but which is true. This year I've spent a lot of time living like a quieter life. And so maybe that's why this year just feels a little less hustle and bustle, and that's not a bad thing. I've read books. I just haven't read a lot of books. I've had a lot more fun, honestly, like reading my Bible and just doing like small things around my house, being with my kids in my off time, and just not really going anywhere. We haven't done a lot of like, I don't know, we've gone to Ohio, like I said, a couple of times. We went in May. We went to Ohio 3 times this year then. We went in May, we went in July, and then we just came back in November this month. So we've traveled, but those were just like little girls trips. We haven't done a lot as a family. But so along with my older puppy situation, we also, again, I'm just going to continue to talk about 2025 in a nutshell, because the monthlies, there's like nothing to talk about. 2025 in a nutshell, we also had a brand new puppy. So we had a very fresh puppy in December of last year. And so she was obviously like completely growing this year, and potty training was its own thing. And we just didn't want to like leave that burden of, we didn't want to travel and have something happen to our older dog like while we were gone. We didn't want to take him with us. That is so good. I hope you guys are drinking coffee too. We didn't want to take him with us because he was uncomfortable. And then on top of that, we had a puppy. And so I just couldn't, in my heart of hearts, I couldn't like have someone come watch our dogs when we had two very like, you know, we had two big things going on with our pups. So all in all to say, it was just a very like a low-key year, and that's okay. I say that, but there was still a lot of like really big fun moments. Like I said, we did 3 girls trips to Ohio with just me and my daughters, and I know like, I hope that they cherish those memories. I obviously, as parents, we like hope that our kids are going to clutch on to the memories that are amazing. And I hope that they remember those types of things, and it's not just like, oh yeah, we went to Ohio sometimes. Like, I hope they cherish them, because I really do. My girls did a lot of different types of camps this past summer, just because we didn't go camping. We just kind of signed them up for things throughout the year, the summer, for them to stay busy. We never ended up getting our Philly Zoo trip, which is upsetting. But this year we're going to the Philly Zoo. I love the Philadelphia Zoo. What else? We did a couple of concerts, so that was fun. But yeah, other than that, it's just been just kind of like a homebody year, and that's all right. So here's up until December. Again, I've kind of planned it, but as of the end of November, we're just gonna jump right into December completely, or into the new planner completely. So I'm pretty sure at the beginning of 2025, I was in a commit 30. I am almost positive. I don't know where the commit 30 is at all right now, but I'm pretty sure I was in a commit 30. Maybe you're nodding your head too because you remember my videos or not, but I literally cannot find that planner, but I'm almost positive there's no way I was in this all year. And I know that for sure because I remember back planning like this. Some of these pages I remember back planning, and that was why I felt so comfortable doing like these little different formats, because that's not usually my style, because I get nervous like trying new things sometimes because I don't know if I'll like it, and there's not much space anyway, so I don't want to like do something that's gonna take away from that. But I'm pretty sure like some of these pages were just back planned a little bit. Like I do remember not being happy with some of these weeks, and then I really started to like find my groove in it again this week. So at that very end of December, I remember feeling like, okay, we're using it, we're actually using it to its fullest. So that was good. And then I say this all the time, but if for whatever reason this is like your first video of mine that you're seeing, I really have the same types of things that I put in my planner every week. I really do like to try and log our dinners, because I like to see not only the days that we go out, but even just like the days that we have leftovers and stuff, because I'm a really big sit at the table for breakfast, lunch, and dinner type of person. Like on the weekends, we're at the table all together as a family for 3 meals a day. Every night during the school week, we're at the dinner for evening meal and morning breakfast, even if it's just me sitting there not eating or just having a cup of coffee or whatever. I really cherish those moments, and I think those are really important. And so I like to track when we're doing leftovers, because if those are the nights that we do leftovers, then maybe those are the nights that we're kind of like scrambling a little bit, or maybe it's just kind of like eating on the go, or like not everyone's all sitting down, whatever. And I just like to see what meals I'm making. And so when I buy chicken and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out of creativity, I don't know what to make with this chicken, I can go back and kind of see what I did. So there's that. I will put just like random little lists, things that are coming in the mail. Maybe that's what that was. I truly have no idea what this schedule was. Chris and me, Chris, me, Chris, me, Chris. I really have no idea what that schedule was. Something for the week. Yeah, I truly have no idea, but that's okay. I don't need to know. Moving on into January, I have some of these like fun spreads. And I do remember putting these down and like being kind of excited about them. I'll put, sometimes I'll use sticker kits. If I do use sticker kits, I won't use the whole sticker kit for 1 week. I'll really like make one kit truly last. Like I know for a fact a lot of these came from the same kit. And so I'll just kind of mix and match with some of the decals or stickers or vinyls I have and just like really use it like that. But yeah, so the weeks that were particularly challenging based on work or being sick or just you name it, I always just write just like literally survive. Because I'd rather write that in that little blank space so I remind myself like, this was a tough week, Taylor. Just pretend like it, just keep on going, you know? What else? Yeah, I just use my planner for what a planner is supposed to be used for. I don't really have any, like, I know we're always looking at other people's planners, like trying to find their secret sauce to make it our own, but really, whatever your secret sauce is probably what works for you naturally. There's no reason to change up the game. Obviously, like, we all want to try new things. I'm not saying don't be. I get there's a ton of amazing ladies on here that have so much inspiration, and I'd be a fool to say, like, don't try it or I don't try it. I have, like, a whole list of things that I want to try in my 2026 planner. So, but I am saying that when you need to, like, go back to something, we all have, like, our default mode is what I'm just trying to say. And my default mode is just list making, meals, and tasks mixed with memories. That's like my default planner. I realized that's why I have a hard time doing ring planners, because I have a hard time writing my daily memories and daily happenings in rings and then like getting rid of them. I don't know, I'm just like too attached. I can't, like, A plus B does not compute for me with that. But I really jive with the book bound, especially the hobonichi, and it works. I, like, in the midst of the moment, I wrote down Chris and the girls finally play Warhammer. So they were begging him, and he had to, like, paint the little figurines and set it up, and it was, like, a big thing in our house at the time. So, of course, I'm going to write it down. Obviously, the only other thing I had written down that day was church and a haircut and a grocery run. So, to me, writing in those memories is important because it makes my planner not feel like such a planner. It makes it feel like the true life book that hobonichi is, like, you know, coined the planner to be. So that's just my style too. Like, if I get really burnt out when I just have a book and I'm just like a spiral notebook or whatever, and I'm just writing down list. Sometimes that works honestly at, like, my job, but you'll see, like, later in the planner, I had times when I was using just like a spiral bound planner, and it was like really way later in the months, and I was kind of like falling out of it. Was like kind of like this week, I remember that, this week a little bit, or these week, like this week for sure, I was just really into my spiral bound planner. And it was because I was, again though, I know that when I'm like mega swamped at work, that kind of becomes my default, is to just like get something, because obviously I don't take this to work and like whip it out, because there's a lot of personal stuff in here. I don't want it to be left open on my desk. I don't want it to be forgotten at work and me be home and not know what's going on in my life. And yeah, I don't like to take this out and about to work. That's really all it is. When I'm at work, I just have like a very like, I need to get things done type of job, and I don't have time to get sidetracked by like wanting to flip through all the pages and whatnot. So I do know at this point in time, I think I was like really leaning heavy on my Pocket Day Designer. That would make sense. Like in the early spring is when the craze kind of started, and I remember using something else, and so that's probably when that happened. But I didn't really like drive with that planner for a very long time, just because I really liked what I was already doing in this one, and so I just wanted to hop back into it. Again, we all have our default planner, and at the end of the day, what kind of works. It's fun to try new things, but we all have something that just like works for us at the end of the day. So this is really it. Just a lot of the same thing, writing the same thing with just different ways. Sometimes if I don't do like a whole daily in the back, but I have something that is like, I have a ton of space over here. Clearly that looks like what happened. I write fun things that happen that week, or something specific I'll journal about that day. So something about Jordan came to play. Oh, just like a fun thing that happened that day. And I had a lot of, used up a lot of the space over here already. So I just wrote something fun, like a little journal entry that happened that day. I wrote some fun stuff about my daughter. So obviously that week they were like showing something to me that made me think that way and write that about them. So I really like to be able to flip through my planner and look back and be like, oh, I do kind of remember that a little bit, you know, it drives your memory a little bit. And it's just fun to read, like these little notes to myself that I wrote. Went to the camper to clean it out. Oh yeah, we found a snake. It was a big snake. That was like a big thing this year. My kids still talk about that. So that's funny. But yeah, this is it. I just love the hobonichi. I don't know how many more ways I can say it. I'm like going on, like I said in another video, I'm pretty sure it's like year 5 now of using it. And I've just really found what works for me. And I do try and change it up just a little bit from week to week by still keeping the meat and potatoes of it. But I think that that's important when you have a planner that's just what it is. It's just blank space and then weeks. Blank space and then weeks. All the monthlies are here and then all the mess that gets, you know, trapped in the backpack there. And I think that that's important to stay like engaged with the planner you're using. Because if I did the exact same spread, literally week to week to week to week, I don't know about you, but my brain will like, I will start to tune it out and I'll start to get like that yucky feeling with my planner and I just won't want to use it. So again, I just track and do a lot of the same things from week to week, but it may look a little different from week to week. And that's totally okay. Survival mode all week. 4th of July. Yeah. I try to use some different stickers and some different types of pens in here. As I kind of transferred out of this planner for that small short time and then transferred back into it, I kind of even like would go as far as to say I had moments this year where I didn't really want to use my planner very much either. So that's why, like, I can tell, you probably can't, but like to my trained eye, I can kind of tell which weeks and like my memory, which weeks were probably back planned a little bit at the end of the week, just because I can see a big difference between like weeks where I really used it and the weeks where like I just kind of threw things in there because I felt like I should. But that's okay. It kind of comes and goes in waves, to be honest. And maybe that's why I feel like this year was kind of a blur a little bit, just because we did a lot of things. We paid off our car this year. Like, it was a big year, but it was just a very, like I said, a very home-centric, just minding my own business, not worrying about anything type of year. Not worrying about traveling, apart from just visiting my mom in Ohio. Not worried about, you know, anything that isn't like what we got going on. We had some goals, and my husband ended up getting a job, and that kind of changed the dynamic a little bit. Just a weird year, you know, and that's okay. So I am, just like I said, a hobonichi girl through and through, a hobonichi weeks girl through and through. I'm excited to try my hand at the, what's it called? The techo again this year. Just because the last time I used it, I was really enjoying it, but I think from going from, when the year that I used the techo, I fell off of it, and this is my theory why I fell off of it, was because I kind of got burnt out with the daily planning, and I was in a season where, I mean, we all go through ebbs and flows in life, especially with kids. Like, no one year or one school year or one quarter with kids sometimes looks the same. Like, I think I got to a point where I was like kind of grieving a little bit of like the way life used to look before I started the job I'm in now, before all the girls were in school. It was just a different chapter. And I had been daily planning for so long because I had my pocket Moleskines I was loving, and they were home. My job was different. And then I started again, a new job. All 3 girls were in school all of a sudden. It was just a different, and I just kind of felt like I don't have anything to plan in this anymore. So I do remember using the techo, but I think I just got burnt out because I had been daily planning almost every day. I would say like 75% of the year for the 2 years prior. And then I was going into a third year when life looked way different, and I was just like, this isn't for me anymore. So I did probably half a year in the Techo, and then I stopped. But last year I didn't use a daily planner whatsoever. What was that last year? It's like all starting to really blend together, to be honest. Was it last year? I know this year I didn't use a daily planner at all, but it could have been last year as well. So I'm very excited to try. My job is going to be changing within the next 6 months. It's going to be changing, yeah, within the next 6 months. And I plan on doing more camping again this summer. I want to try and travel. Like, there's some places I want to go in like the surrounding radius of where we live, probably with, like, I don't know, we'll say like a 3-hour drive radius. Then I would love to take my kids and take some time off of work. So yeah, this year it's gonna be different, and I'm very excited to use the 2 types of planners that I have for next year. It'll be different, but it'll be different in a good way. So we're coming up on pretty much the week that we're at, which is right here, which is reminding me that I really do have things I need to hop off of here and get done. But I also didn't think I'd get through this in 21 minutes. So I'm going to very quickly, these are all just the pages I already kind of like pre-set up and planned. I'm going to very quickly skim through my back notes pages. I'll just start like skimming through them. This is how I had first set it up at the beginning of the year. Things that I thought I would be like saving up for or doing or whatever. And I didn't end up using barely any of those pages. So I'm not doing anything like that. This, I took some notes on a book. I was like really not into the book. I think I just had a bad year of reading too. Apart from like loving reading my Bible, after I read Onyx Storm, I just couldn't find another book that I was like into. I tried a couple different series. Don't hate me, I didn't love that like Everflame series, Spark, Glow, Heat of the Everflame. I didn't love it. That's why I was taking so many notes, because I was trying to like engage in it more, but I wasn't really into it. I tried reading just a couple books, and I'm trying to remember. I read a lot of just like rom-coms just to try and get me going, but I didn't really love a lot of these, to be honest. I didn't love Metal Slinger. I thought it was like terrible. Yeah, I just read a lot of rom-coms just to get me out of my slump I was in, but then I just turned to my Bible, and that was that. So I just have, again, my monthly health trackers. I had tried again, we had a puppy. She had worms so bad when we got her. Just a puppy in general. We hadn't had a puppy in many years, so was taking a lot of notes. And then my husband does a lot with the dogs. He's the one that always trims their nails. He's the one that remembers. With his poor memory, he somehow always is like on it for their heartworm and their flea and tick. And I'm like, oh, by the time the dates pass, I'm like, hey, did you do that? He's like, oh, already done. And I just never write it down because he's so good at it. So I was trying to track it more, but it just was silly. I was writing down when we got our eye exams and stuff like that, when we purchased glasses, when we purchased contacts, but yeah. My school schedule, things we always needed at a store. I was trying to plan like mommy-daughter dates with me and the girls. I had church notes. I was going to try and put like a little daily, I had all these that I wanted to use up, and I was going to just write stuff every day, and then I was like, that's not me. I'm not going to do that. More dailies, more church notes, more dailies. I always forget to go back and do this, but I wanted to back plan her birthday party. I think I have Beatrice's in here. I have to back plan too. More church notes, another health tracker, bills, dailies, health tracker, like check register, dailies, check register, like bi-weekly, dailies. It all is going to look the same, literally. We had a Target trip. I don't ever go to Target, so that was fun. And again, I thought I would like journal more about it, but I just never did. More check registers, more of the health tracking, period tracking. I was trying to like really like understand my cycle. And more dailies, check registers, again, health logs, dailies, just journaling, because that's always fun. Church notes, journaling, I don't know, I think those are like, I think I wrote them sideways because they're kind of like more feelings-based journals. More check registers. I was trying to track when my kids were getting dental work done, because it felt like they were always trying to get us for dental work, but it was crazy. More dailies. I don't know why I put so much space in here. More health logs. Check register. It's the same. Dailies, check register, health log. I don't even know what that is. I was trying to journal through July just to use up stickers, and July was like the summer month, and I took most of it off from work, and I kind of kept up with it, and then again I just kind of fell off. I'm just not like a journaler. I'm not a journaler very, very much. So I like to sticker my way through things and put photos down through things, but I'm just not a journaler. I can't just do it. Health log, back to school. Again, I have to go and back plan that at some point. Journal logs, daily, or check registers, dailies. This was stuff from Bath and Body Works. I just never put a cute little logo on it. I was going to try and like write down if we liked some of these scents, because I always go back to the candles or the wallflowers, and can never remember if it's like, oh, that's the one that my husband liked, or he always says some of the candles smell like pee, or like he doesn't like the like vanilla snickerdoodle type ones. He said they smell like cat pee, but I don't think so. So it's always a hot topic in our house, because if I see like pumpkin snickerdoodle, I get it. I love it. And I put it on, light it, and he's like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? He just doesn't like those like really sweet syrupy smelling candles. More dailies, health logs. Oh, this Christmas stuff. Money tracking. And then this was just holiday things, and I have addresses, a daily, and I started a grocery list. And that's it. I'm at page 122. And that's just kind of what you get for a year where you don't use the back pages like to their fullest. I used to have such a good rhythm. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, I used to have such a good like steady cadence of how I use the back pages. But again, life changes, and not everything's always going to stay the same in your planner, because life is changing. So that's all right. I would show you like what's in these back pockets, but like it's really nothing. I probably just need to take it all out. It's just stuff from church and random papers that I probably don't need to have, random bills that have already been paid, and I don't need any of it. I could just throw it away. But yeah, so that's my 2025, out with that, and in with the new, with my 2026. I've already done this on camera a little bit, but I've already started kind of planning in it and getting ready for the December hobonichi season. So I'll for sure be starting it December 1st, next Monday, and just keep on moving on from there. It's the standard, and I'm actually wildly excited to use a standard as opposed to a mega. I think it just, again, goes back to using the same planner for so many years in a row. Sometimes you just need to change it up just a little bit, just to keep yourself kind of like in it. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I know this is probably going to be one of the longer videos of this PLANMAS, but thank you for hanging out, and I will see you in one of my next future videos. Bye, friends.